Wrong button.
Fine.
Am I the only one going that way? Oh, Doxy's with me. That's right.
Well, yeah, because we've got it's a sides thing, but we're on the wrong sides because we're on Zoom. We're matching sides on Zoom. It's not helpful.
Oh, all right. So, hi everybody. How are we doing today? Good. Glad to hear it. Awesome. Chris, they're being apprehended, and you say to pursue, to follow, to push on. You do not see your friends because the little guys, big river. It's like you see their whole body. There's only a little bit of them that's presented, even if one of them looks like he's sitting on a paddleboard. Actually, I think that's going to be Lady Greyer's name for you from now on. Hey, paddleboard. But the one of the things that you guys notice as you're getting closer and closer, and the issue is for you to notice this because of timing. By the time you get close enough that you can see this, you can see the individual details, your boat is very close to theirs. Within, say, like, I don't know, 100 meters or so from them.
I have to confess something.
Uh-oh.
I was a little metagamey. I was kind of hoping that they would notice my boat and draw attention.
One of them is 100% trying to swim, and the other one is
debating whether he should pull out a book because he's a little bit bored.
It is a potential. I can give them a roll, but once again, because of timing, I'm gonna have you get closer first.
I'm just not gonna roll because I'm swimming. Realistically, like I'm swimming to shore. I'm not.
No, you can't roll. It'll be Josh. By that I meant the team.
Yeah. Cool. I figured I just wanted to clarify, just in case anyone questioned why I was just gonna be hands off, leaning back and stretching.
So the Doxy, you eventually see that they have apprehended the people on the boat. Actually, the two sailors were just straight killed because that way there's no concerns any longer. And there is the sorcerer man is on the boat and has been captured. You can see that they've got him. He's also been injured from whatever exchange he had with them, and he's been captured. But nobody else has been taken off of that boat.
Look like you're fishing. Going to hide down below.
I'll allow Laszlo to roll his perception.
Got nothing else to do while riding on my back, it seems. So, I'm not offended that you're, not completely involved in what we're doing right now, but,
I'm kicking.
Uh-huh.
Do you want to...
No.
No? You're happy with your 14?
You don't want to luck it? This is the one time that I am like, look it.
Hey, okay.
Simp. Wow.
There's more dice in the pool. Thank you, chat. You guys are so nice today. Oh my God, we missed you all.
I'm just going to review this session. Starting with the beginning of the session. Oklo, 4 luck dice. Ano, 4 daddy's dice. Krim, 1 luck die. Oklo, the penance, returns the aid and a luck die. Oklo, a luck die. Snaga, having fun. Oklo, 2 more luck die. Lightning Dragon, 1 luck die. Oklo, a luck die. Oklo, 3 more luck die. Oklo just now, 1 more luck die, which is already incorporated. You already see how many. So yeah. I think what you're saying is, can you not work Thursday night? Can you just always be here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Akko
so
is
much
our
to ask.
sugar daddy.
Yeah, Akko is definitely, yeah.
Akko's working real hard for that kiss on the mouth.
Oh, wait, who was Aklo last week? Was that Doxy? I feel like I referred to somebody as Aklo last week. Was that a different campaign? Yeah.
It was Doxy, if it was anyone. It wasn't me, I know that.
I think it was uncomfortable for everybody. It was one of my jokes, so probably.
Yeah.
So moving on, with your 17, Josh, you happen to notice that the boat,
18.
Do you not know math?
Now it's a 14. Yeah.
But it met the 17 check, right? That's the key point there.
You
Met
happen
the
to notice
formidable.
that that her boat happened to sail by. I could just like, wait, that's the other boat. You know what I mean? It looks just like the one we were in. You happen to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have to roll something else myself. So, roll 3d6 to see whether they notice Doxies, and I'm just gonna immediately roll this. I don't notice Doxy's boat. Josh, stop yawning. It's your turn.
I'm gonna grab Oscar's ears.
He's still swimming.
And I'm gonna be like, Chrysalin!
What?
Chrysalin's boat! Over there.
What is she doing? Ugh.
I don't know if it's a good idea to go over there, but
no, we're not going over. Why would what? No, they can come towards us.
But how would they know?
We'll have stopped because we're looking like we're fishing. You're looking at a boat that's sitting still.
Is it sitting still now? Like I don't know. I'm swimming. I'm not looking at anything.
It would have transitioned to looking like it's literally it's one of those things like stop, look like you're fishing, and they could stop the boat, but one of the deckhands be like, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we don't exactly have fishing equipment on this boat. It's not really for fishing.
Do your best.
All right. And he says, give me some rope. And the two of them literally take rope and they throw it overboard. Like that, make it like fake, like Pokemon.
It stopped. Oscar, it stopped.
It is close to the other boat, though. You know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop swimming, and I'm gonna like just slowly turn, like paddle myself around. I'm gonna say you should get up on towards my shoulders, and then paddle around just to see what's happening there. How far away from us is it?
Her boat is a good distance from you guys. You've already swam past it. Is it one of those things where it's like, he was having you looking around and noticed you have to be swimming back towards more or less where they, not where you came, but back towards the other boats, because obviously they kept sailing away. So you have to start swimming towards the bad guy boats to get to her.
Officer's just gonna pause for a moment and just say, what do you want me to do here? Because I think if we swim back there, we're more likely to draw attention to that boat, get all of us caught.
Give me your hand.
Aw.
Okay.
I'm gonna inscribe on it a glowing glyph. And like Chrysalin's glyph that she showed me before for the wagon. It doesn't hurt.
I'm trying to swim here. I'm trying to paddle.
See if you could get her attention, and then you can hide it under the water. It's just your palm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna towards the ship. I'm going to raise this beacon of arcane.
I mean, it's
energy.
not that bright, but yeah.
And we're in the middle of the day too right now. Like, this is just not going to be.
Is it the middle of the day? In my mind, this whole thing was at night. All right.
No, I think it's probably like mid to late afternoon now, but I don't know. Scott, what time is it?
It is definitely later in the day because of how much time you guys had spent going around. I mean, I would say late afternoon. Not nighttime, but late afternoon. Think about it, because what time you guys had to get to the boat and so on and so forth after waking up in the morning and like, oh, we're being pursued and blah, 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 right? So.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna, to the boat, raise my hand that has the glyph on it while still treading water for about 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna drop it down into the water again.
And most likely won't get noticed. I'll allow Doxy a perception check, but once again, she's not really looking in that direction, looking that way. She's going to take a -3 to this just because she's not looking in that direction. Yeah. She's more concerned about what's going on up ahead.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
That's a nice 4.
Yeah, that's the best I could think of without being super obvious.
Yeah, and Oscar's going to like turn back to Laszlo and say, no attention.
Okay.
What's our next
step? I don't know what else to do.
Well, how comfortable are you being under the water again?
Doxy, that's a 7. Do you want to modify that 7?
It's a 4.
It's a 4 because it's -3.
Because you -3.
Oh, yeah. That didn't incorporate the -3. I'm sorry.
No, it did not. Yeah.
My apologies. Never mind.
I'm so mad.
I don't want to be under the water again.
Yep. I know. So at this point, we've gone far enough. Like I have expended that extra charge of restoration on myself to swim, or have I not at this
Funny
point?
enough, you didn't have to yet because you
Right. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put myself back at my extra HP for now. And then just kind of say, well, if we're going back there, like we need to be subtle about it.
Oh,
Which
not again.
is not my strong suit. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm glowing a little bit more than usual right now in several places. This is not really
I think
ideal.
we should just get to shore. Like I understand that we could get to her, but right now they're not on to her.
Yeah. How far away is the boat from us again, Scott? I know it's a good distance, but like just estimate at this point now with us kind of sitting in the water treading.
I mean, probably about a good 60 meters or so. So a good enough distance. Like close enough you can see them, but still a pretty good distance. You know, it's hard to kind of catch their attention.
Yeah, 60 meters is far. That's not. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's a good idea for us to get to that boat right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean you're in charge.
Don't put this on.
Well, I mean I'm literally on
I
you.
know. I know. Like I'm so worried that if we go to that boat, we are going to draw attention. We're going to have the exact same problem that we had moments ago.
I agree.
Like genuinely.
I don't know
I
how we're
can't
gonna
see you when I'm
inform her.
trying to see you. They're not gonna see you when they're not trying to see you.
But we don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know that you're trying to see us. We don't know any of that.
Like we don't know any of that, right? Like
I'm
this
so
is
frustrated.
I know, but like in the non-meta decision mode,
I understand.
here, right?
Just
like it's
make your
just
stupid decisions that are bad.
look. As a player, I'm recognizing like, yeah, it's probably fine.
I'm with
but
you.
as a,
I'm just mad.
Yeah, I know. But for us, like right now, he's fucking like, I don't want to get Chris Ellen captured. Right now, she's scot-free. This is the best choice for us. Like that's it.
She can be scot-full.
So, anyways, we're gonna swim to shore.
Yeah, we should just like end the stream right now because that was bad.
So I'm gonna expend that extra
like my
burst of energy
chicken.
and go right back to my 64, and then we're going to shore, Scott. So we're just swimming to shore.
Sure.
Yeah.
So watching them apprehending the dwarf, sorcerer. God damn it, brain.
Brock.
Brock.
I will
Thank
have,
you.
by the way, I'm so sorry, Scott. I will have told the Amber to keep an eye on the boat while we're still, and to let me know once they're captured. But I'll be below deck so that when they pass us by, they just see fishing workers.
Yep, not a problem. So, what do you guys end up doing after all is said and done? Because they don't notice you guys. They have no reason to.
Who are you asking right now? Sorry.
Chris.
I'm just below deck waiting for word from the Amber.
So the Amber eventually comes down and says, they've passed. I guess they felt as though they did what they needed to do. They
Did you see Oscar
weren't really looking
or
for it.
Laszlo?
Well, they just got that some other guy, the short guy that was with them. I never met him. His name could have been Josh.
Does this vessel have any kind of lantern?
I mean, yeah, for when we're at night, there should be several lanterns about.
Start looking for my companion.
Where?
The water.
This lake stretches for miles in each direction from where we are.
We're going to go towards the nearest town. That is not the one from which we came. And we're going to keep an eye on the water.
I think. Is there anywhere specific they would have gone? Anywhere that maybe you've been to in the past, or anywhere you think that they would join up with you if he looks back at the other boat? Like, that's still standing there with some guards on it, trying to get it moving again. Anywhere that they would, if they survived, they would have gone to?
No.
you don't know where they would have gone. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, Chris, but it might be a fruitless search, searching miles and miles of lake with a lantern in the evening, with one boat.
That what we should do is go to the nearest town to here,
Mm-hmm.
the nearest shore,
Mm-hmm.
the nearest town, because I think that's where they would look for me.
Okay.
True. Just as a side note, my full intention for us, just because it was something that we discussed, I was going away from Amalta, so specifically heading towards Tico Capro.
Yep.
So that's, yeah.
I don't have my books with me as to where everything is, but if I think for a moment, I could probably remember where the nearest town is from here, distance-wise. Wait for me one moment, as I use a funny finger to change what map I'm on, so I don't touch my mouse with greasy fingers.
Always an important endeavor.
Right?
Yeah. One of my mice is just completely destroyed because I didn't do that, and I have learned my lesson.
I have a napkin with me, but it's wrapped up in the apple that I just washed. So anyways, so yeah, he's looking it over and he's like, well, you say town? Would you want to do a small town, or would you want to do one of the larger ones? After like a little bit of time of thinking.
The closest. Large, small, does not matter.
Oh.
The closest shore, the closest town.
We went so far into the lake trying to catch up to where they were being chased. Honestly, I think if we head north, we'd be able to potentially catch up to just crossing the lake. Trying to find the closest town heading south, we'd have to go back across where we've already sailed, potentially being noticed in the future. They didn't notice us now, but that doesn't mean they're not going to continue searching once they realize the other boat was taken from the docks as well.
Does this boat have a map?
I mean, sure, it would have a map on it, yeah.
Okay, can you show me on the map where we are?
Yeah, I'll put a little thing on there. Let me do a little free. There you go. Like if we were to head north, we'd be able to be on the other side of the lake. The likelihood of them searching for us over there is pretty slim.
Tico Capro. Let's go.
That's significantly further. Is that okay? Because there are other towns. Because again, you're saying towns, so towns would be like, boop, 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 you know, like all the way around it, right? As opposed, that's why I said small or large. Because like Tico Capro is huge. There's gonna be a bunch of teeny little guys all around.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know how like to convey it more clearly. The closest shore, the closest town.
Yep,
that's where I want to go.
That'd be north. That'd be going up. Sorry, no snapping. Trying to head up to these places. You know, versus like trying to head.
Sorry, I have to watch on the stream because for some reason my map isn't snapping to where yours is on Roll20.
You can't see what I'm pointing at, or
like it literally.
Can you scroll to the right at the bottom and then down on the right hand side?
No, because I didn't change my mouse.
Oh, here I got you, Docs. Let me do this.
Right.
Oh, hold on, let me change this. I got you here. Boom.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I did it. I could just snap you. So my apologies. So to be clear, he's saying go north because little teeny tiny dots all the way around. If you can, like, I don't know how well you can zoom in.
Okay, just directly north is where we would go.
Sure.
To that dot.
To that dot right there. Perfect. Well, again, about 7.5 miles north.
I would point to that on the map and be like, such and such Boner Town.
Yeah, what's the name, Scott?
It's called Fucks Off. So you guys head to Fucks Off and start going that way. You get a land.
I like the sound of that.
You light up lanterns, the front, back of the ship, and start trying to look for anything as you pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't go. Josh, I want you to do me a favor.
Yo.
You're gonna roll me a perception check. One last perception check. Before we continue on.
10.
Would you like to modify this perception check, sir?
Yes, I want to see Doxy. It's always worth spending everything you got to see Doxy.
You quit it.
I failed.
I don't think it's everything you got. Didn't we already discuss it's only $15 a month?
Sorry, should I be rolling for this as well now that we're like on shore?
No, you're swimming.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just figured I'd check.
Okay.
11.
One of those things that you notice when you guys are swimming and you kind of like look back after a while, you notice that the ship isn't coming, it's out of view. Maybe it never started sailing again, or maybe if it did start sailing, it certainly didn't head south, which is of course where you guys were going, southeast, right? So, because that was your original plan. You guys don't, you don't notice it behind you. So you don't know where she would have gone, but you know that either she didn't sail or she at least isn't going this direction, because you don't see that. You're looking for a while because you've got time to spare. Oh. I just see trees. Lots of trees. Yeah.
Weird for looking out onto a lake, seeing so
Yeah.
many trees.
It's those lake trees.
Right.
Sorry, I forgot you guys.
Here.
You guys are in Arendelle. Fucking Elsa, man. Can somebody get her a Xanax?
You know what? She would be super useful right now. Freeze that
Yep.
water or walk.
Yep.
I don't have anything that's appropriate for this situation. Oh, there we go. You know what? We can do this one. It's the best I've got. Or, you know what? This one. Bam. Okay.
Ooh, how tropical.
Yeah. Okay. That's where we are. That's what we've come to, boys. All right. So you guys continue to swim yourself. Like I said, you're not going to need to make any checks because of what you have, and nobody's going to be interfering with you. There's not enough current or tide or anything like that because it's a lake. But you're just able to free swim it. You can make those checks fine enough, and you've got the endurance to get there. You're going to swim a few miles, and there's several miles, I should say, to get to that shore, and you're going to do so. Funny enough, after Doxy gets to her shore, because, you know,
Yeah.
she moves faster. Doxy, you get to fucks off when you guys dock there. Here, nobody's looking for you. As of now, here, you're not a fugitive. Here, you're safe.
We'll sleep on the boat tonight. Tomorrow we will sell it and get proper lodging and wait for my companions to find me.
Okay. You
Also,
boy.
I find it a little bit bizarre. I just don't think that Oscar would have, or not Oscar, fucking Laszlo would have let his eyes off my boat. I feel like he would have seen what direction I was going.
But there's other boats that pass by you, and you're getting smaller and smaller and further, and other boats pass by. It's one of those things that, unfortunately, in time passes, angle of the sun could also disrupt his ability to see. It just becomes difficult to watch as you're smaller and smaller, and other boats are getting in the way.
I don't think that he would see exactly where I went, but I feel like he would be able to keep track of what direction I was in.
Only if you can continue maintaining contact, right? Like if he can continue seeing you. But by the time you started moving again or whatever it was, couldn't see. I gave him a chance. He just rolled an 11. You know, I didn't have the DC too high, but 11's low. So anyways, you guys are down there. When you two finally get shore, needless to say, Oscar, yeah, you used the magic, you did what you had to do. You're still tired, yeah.
Yeah, fucking, of course. It's fucking 8-mile swim.
So, what do you, when you guys finally hit the shore, what do you do?
I give him a ration.
Thank you. Oscar, first of all, shakes off like a dog.
Like Tay-Tay's way.
He's going to out of his pack, which I'm assuming is fairly wet, although I'm imagining it's also not like the most water sealed, but there might have been some level of not all of it being horribly drenched from that swim. But who knows? It might have dried off by now. I don't think so. But basically taking off a drier piece of cloth than I have currently on me and wiping myself down, even though it's probably still damp, just basically trying to get off any like real excess water so that I'm not freezing cold as it's getting to be night. And I'm going to suggest Laszlo does the same. And then just essentially say, I have camping gear enough for the two of us, but we should walk as far as we can tonight. Get towards Tico Capro, if we can.
I think it's a bad idea.
Why?
I think we should rest now. You just swam a freaking lake.
Yep.
I think you need the rest, and then we start early.
What time is it right now, Scott?
Night.
Night?
Yeah.
Let's take at least half an hour to find somewhere that's secluded to rest. Fair enough?
Fine. Yep.
Yeah, so we're going to do that. Take half an hour and find somewhere secluded to rest and hide away.
I believe you said beforehand that's like it's not tracking, it's just an intelligence check, right? Yeah, because it's gonna be like nature lore and all that stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
I think it's intelligence. Because
Is
perception
it a
tracking.
lore? Is it a lore check?
Yeah,
Nature lore.
yeah, it is a type of lore. Why?
I get to use my reroll if it's a lore check and we fail. I will use my reroll
That's better.
for one better.
I mean, it's going to be as good as it gets for us. I mean, well, I guess I can roll as well for this. Is this? Yeah. All right. No, well, you know, if I had a better modifier. No. I mean, I guess we'll stick with the 14 there.
You find a secluded spot. You guys set up camp. You rest for the night. You know what I mean? You get if the three of you were to wake up at the same time, Doxy got a lot more rest than the two of you did because she got there much sooner and also didn't have to do anything too physically laborious. But that being said, it's probably a good thing because Doxy actually got a proper night's rest tonight. Laszlo got a proper night's rest the night beforehand. While Oscar hasn't gotten a proper night's rest in a while, he was infused with, a good amount of positive energy. So that has worn off. You no longer have any of those effects on you.
Yeah.
But
hey, it helped. I got to swim 8 miles without basically having a problem. That's great.
yeah. The morning and you guys decide to start heading off to Tika Capro.
Yeah.
You do so. Doxy, the next day, yours is started off with looking around the town where you find nothing, but also to sell the boat. That's it.
Chris Ellen, upon resting and having searched the town, tell me a little bit about this town, if you can. Is it just like a podunk little
Yep, pretty much. Sorry, my apologies. Pretty much all the towns in the around the lake, aside from those 3, I think that are named on there, are meant to be like very small podunk towns. I even specifically said beforehand that there aren't even a lot of slaves that exist around the lake, which is one of the reasons kind of like we talked about this before we first came here, because most people around here don't even have the money to be able to have that because they're just such small towns. The 3 primary ones do have a bit more because they actually have like industry and whatnot there.
How much would it cost me to get a fishing net and a like small cooking pot that I could have a fire pit and cook on the boat?
I mean, so to cook on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, you're talking like maybe to get quality stuff, maybe 20 gold. You know what I mean?
I have 4.
Oh, okay. Well, I said
There
quality.
has not been a whole lot of money-making opportunities in this campaign, Scott.
Well, did you want to sell the boat? Because I was literally just looked up its value.
No, because Chris Ellen will have decided that she's going to actually take the boat along the shore to Tico Capro because it's a big town. She was just like, okay, it was the closest small town. They didn't go there. What's the closest big town? It's Tico Capro.
You know what I just realized?
Scour
That's
the shore for it.
Super important.
What?
Oh my god! What I just realized is super important. And no, this isn't you guys. Actually, Josh, we should have known this. When you guys first checked out the eastern dock, this whole thing, it's too late now. When you guys first checked out the eastern dock, there wasn't a boat there. It was empty.
No. Yeah.
And there's a reason why there wasn't a boat there.
Yep.
Like a very important reason why there wasn't a boat there.
Yep.
But I forgot that because it's been real life months. So this is a sailing boat that you guys were able to, was freed up, not necessarily the one off the private dock. It was one of the sailing ones that were nearby that happened to belong to him as well. Because there's a really important reason why that, and that's also why they didn't notice you, Doxy. You were just a regular sailing boat. So you already have you already have fishing equipment on that boat because it is, in fact, a fishing boat. Look at that. That's super important. You know?
Important retcons.
It was almost an umbral mistake, but yeah. But you know what?
Very specific word you just used, Scott.
Yeah, you're good though. So Doxy, you have equipment for people to be out at the lake for long periods of time, fishing and eating. So you don't have to worry about that. You're good. You're good, dog.
Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's a little bit of sunshine in this shit cloud.
Yep. I just was thinking to myself, okay, well, cool, because there's these two kind of semi-unique boats on the. That's right, this one.
I mean, technically, the other boat is in the lake.
Moving on.
I don't know what we're talking about.
And you wouldn't.
Okay.
But that's okay. Moving on.
Cool.
Yeah.
You and I just get to be excluded in this, Doxy. Don't worry.
All right.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what she would do. She would scour the shore. She would keep an eye on the shore while we sailed as close as we safely could to the shore.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping an eye out for them on the way to Tico Capro.
Okay. So you're going to, and this is of course you're on the north shore, so you're going to be sailing along that end. So you're not looking to sell the ship. You just grab up some basic supplies or whatever, and you have some stuff on the boat anyways, and you're making your way around the north bend, heading over to Tico Capro because it is the biggest area. And I imagine you're actually going to the point where you're literally stopping in each individual town, popping out, hey, what's going on? Nobody. Okay, cool. And like
Maybe
you doing
just
that.
looking through the spyglass, even if the towns are small enough.
No spyglass. I don't know if you know, the spyglasses are 1,000 gold pieces. They're
I
disgusting.
thought you said that the dude was looking through the
No.
spyglass.
I said looking. I said he's not doing that because he doesn't have one. I just couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, those are really expensive. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why when pirates have them, it's always like, oh damn.
Yeah.
They plundered some
No,
shit.
I legit thought that the dude was looking through one earlier, and that's why I was upset that he didn't notice them jumping off the boat.
Oh, no. Because if he had one of those, maybe he could have, but he was just trying to watch. He's like, they're so far away, they're so small, I can barely see. Yeah. Sorry if that was a misnomer, but no. He or a misunderstanding. He does not have one of those.
Okay.
Those are expensive.
Well, maybe just using our eyes if the towns are small enough.
Sure.
Not even hopping off the boat, just like making as good of time as we can while also being kind of thorough.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that because honestly, it's you know what I mean. We know they're not there, so let's just flash forward. So you guys are
a shitload of fish. My skin and hair is gonna look fucking amazing by the time I get to Tico Capro. So
you get to Tico Capro before they do, because you just travel significantly faster. You literally get there within a day. They unfortunately they unfortunately have to travel much further because you had gone to I think this one is where you were. So kind of like traveling along here, you traveling 22 miles, sticking along the shore as best as you can. It's probably a little bit less than that once you actually moved away from the shore a bit, because you can't like be up on the shore, right?
Right.
Anyways, them, however, where they kind of like pulled in here, they're making their way on foot, same distance. You know what I mean? So it's a much longer time for them. But even still, how many miles can you guys pull off in a day? Actually, you might be able to do that in a day.
I'm not sure on foot.
Normally, you can do in day and day. You can do your speed times 10. Would be what you can do a day.
I'm not doing 5e.
Or no, I'm sorry. Divided by 10, so it'd be that in miles, right? So if your speed is 30, it would be 3 miles an hour, and then times that by 8.
So because of Laszlo being a slow boy, they move about 16 miles a day versus if Laszlo was a big boy, you could do 24 miles a day.
Womp womp.
Yeah, unless they were like really hard pushing themselves or whatever. But
well, here's the question: how much Luke on Dagobah are we doing here, where Laszlo is riding on Oscar's shoulder?
I mean, I imagine because it's just too comical for it to continue, you know. Yeah,
Oscar doesn't want it. I will.
It also probably would slow you down a little.
Well,
anyway.
Yeah, it'd probably be about the same speed. realistically, as
if you're
his
using
little itty bitty legs moving.
because it would increments or whatever. So
Yeah.
moving on. So you would it would take them to the middle of the next day to get there, right?
We'll have stayed on the boat again, I think, too. Because Chrisellen she's not gonna sell it without talking to them about it.
It would take you half a day to get there, to be fair to Oxley. So when you got there half through the next day, would you have even that day gone looking for them in Tiki Copro? I imagine there's no problems with it. Yeah. So you go looking throughout Tiki Copro and talking to them or whatever it is and try to find out. Again, you don't necessarily need a roll for where they are because that doesn't necessarily matter. But you can go ahead and roll me because you're trying to find out information in general. People who would come on a boat, no, not on a boat. People that looks like this, so on and so forth. You can roll me a communications. What's it called? Investigation check.
Flag com for me. What are these garbage rolls?
No, the 13's not bad. So, are you happy with your 13? Or are you looking to modify that?
No, I'm not gonna modify it.
Okay, cool. So you with your 13, which again isn't bad, you are able to look around and try to find out information. You don't get anything noteworthy coming from here. You do know that you did catch like a little bit of news that apparently over in Rennet Slav, there was of course people reacting to what had happened there because of the whole, everything that transpired. There was a lot of like jump up in arms and so on and so forth, and things just kind of got set a little sideways. You also do know that apparently, actually no, 13 is not high enough for anything else, so that's what you get. That's that day, and that night you'd spend the night on the boat. The next morning, Doxy, when you wake up, what do you do?
Can I? This sounds so stupid, and you guys are all gonna laugh at me.
Uh-oh. We're all gonna laugh at you.
Can we spend the mornings fishing, and then go into town and sell our fish at dinner time to try to make some fucking money?
That's not stupid. That's perfectly
Not
fine.
laughing at all. That's a perfectly reasonable plan to make money.
It's a good idea.
The problem with that is you have 2 people plus an Amber and yourself. You need more sailors, so you'd have to offer them a cut.
I also have that guard that lied.
And the guard, but you still don't have enough for like a full fishing crew. You'd have to hire some people, which is fine. They just take from your cut.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Each person how many people would I have to hire?
Numbers don't necessarily matter. It's more a matter of your results to whether or not you actually make money. So I'll actually have you roll a check on this one, because there is no like a profession that exists in this edition of the game, because it's kind of a not an edition that has that kind of stuff. We're going to do it in 2 checks. One is going to be, because it's a group of you doing this, Doxy, 3d6 minus 1 for the fishing. And then the second check afterwards would be bargaining to sell. So minus 1 would be an 11. Do you want to modify that to catch more fish, or... Okay. So you
Sorry,
don't... No, you're fine.
Totally would have, actually. Damn.
You're
That's
fine.
Though.
You don't catch a ton of fish. But you are able to sell them without getting screwed over. It's not like you're like, oh my God, I got top dollar, because you're very convincing. But these are people that, like, if somebody buys fish for the same price every day, it's not like, well, now you're doing this because I am cool. Like, it doesn't really work, but you are able to sell for, a fair price. Unfortunately, fishing for a day doesn't earn you a ton of coin. I'll allow, with that result, you to walk home with, what would that be? 15 silver, you know what I mean? So 1.5
Okay.
gold, nothing crazy, which is fine. So you succeed, you take that stuff, that's your day, and you spend that night selling supplies. When you boys get to the city, what do you do?
What's the plan?
First things first. We see if Chrisellen figured out that we were going to go away from Amalta. See if we can find her. Next thing's next. I get rid of this armor, this spear, and this shield, and acquire different armor, a different weapon. so that I no longer stick out like a sore thumb as a Maltese. Not much we can do about you, unfortunately, I think, in terms of appearance.
I think it's a stretch that Crystalline would be here.
Yeah, I agree, but she's smart.
I think we should steal some horses and head to a Malta.
Oh, I agree, but I think we should check first. We may as well. They don't know that we're what we are here yet. Let's take some time. Get information.
We need to be
first.
careful, though, because we're not too far from...
I agree. If we were able to get here in this amount of time, they're probably not far off, realistically, but they also don't have the best relationship, but the Yvonne's military probably does. So, realistically, we have to act quickly. This is the bottom line. We have to try and find where she would be. If she was still here, you said she was on a ship. Do you think you could recognize it?
Yeah, I think so.
If it didn't get taken, I mean, it wasn't the same type
I didn't
of ship,
see it
right?
get taken. It looked like a fishing vessel.
Regular ass fishing boat. So
maybe, I mean, Crystalline likes to go to taverns. Maybe we could check a tavern.
We could check a tavern, but I mean, I would almost, let's check the docks first. Let's check the docks first, see if that boat is here, and if it is, great. If you can recognize it, but it was a stock standard fishing boat, so that's going to be a little bit harder.
Yeah. It's just, I think it's a long shot, but let's go.
Look, I'm not saying it isn't a long shot. I'm just saying let's get the information first, and if we need to steal horses after that, we steal horses after that, and just ride for a Malta as quickly as we can. But due diligence first, right? I'm still a little bit hyped up on energy, despite this being now a day later. We may as well.
Okay.
Try. Hey,
Let's check the port.
hey, it'll all be okay.
Well, we failed. We'll find out if it's okay.
Failure is one step, not a constant state. Let's move.
All right.
So, unfortunately, Crystalline will spend all of the days fishing and all of the nights on the docks selling the fish.
That's fortunately, because this is the day that you just spent the day on the dock selling the fish. So they're coming looking. You guys are going to roll me a searching perception check, which you both can roll.
I will also, I don't know if this changes the DC of it at all, but like during all of this, she'll be really Crystallining it up and be all, tell everybody Luthera's fish, the freshest that they'll find. Tell everyone you know.
And that's Laszlo getting that luck, not me. So that's up to 16 now for his roll.
Okay. So it's one of those things where you guys actually are able to fish out of the. So you're able to spend your time looking around along the docks and so forth. You don't see a unique design ship because, as previously stated, it isn't one. But it's one of those things where you kind of get in your. I don't think we're gonna find it. I honestly don't think we're going to be able to get there. And you just kind of be like, no, really? Of course, this is quality, And it's like that voice, that laughter, it. It literally makes your heart, whoever it was to spend the luck die.
It was Laszlo.
Makes your heart skip it. Oh, definitely Simpy Laszlo. Definitely makes his heart skip a beat, flutters for a moment. You know what I mean?
Stop calling Josh a simp in and out of game. Stop.
It's one or the other. You don't get both.
That's fair. Okay.
Oh, I get both.
Well, to be fair, Josh is also short in and out of game. So, Josh knows I love him. That's all that matters. So, with a U, not an O, we haven't met yet, so I don't have real emotions for you yet.
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
I
exist
love
yet,
you.
Apparently.
Oh. Yeah, it's, But to be fair, though, that ooh-woo needs that first U.
And that second U and a W in the middle.
So, moving on. You hear that, and again, it makes your heart flutter for a second. You hear Chris's laughter. You guys heading that direction, you see she's literally selling fish.
Laszlo would actually, no lie, just grab Oscar's hand and pull him towards the voice.
Of course she is. Of course. What else would we expect, right?
I expected her to being a Malta.
Why?
Because it's a smart choice. She's a smart person.
Yes.
She should have left.
She's a smart person who has emotions and attachment. Weirdly enough, she uses those sometimes.
Okay, I guess I'll walk up to Crystalline.
Oscar kind of like motions for you to go first, to be honest.
Chrisellen, I think, would do a really good job of keeping her composure and be like, and how many would you like?
I don't have gold.
Are you here about the job? Did you want to come and see the boat?
Yes.
Oscar will be walking up after this as well. A job, you say? That's exciting.
I have a place for 3 men.
Well, we only have 2 here, but both capable, right? And he kind of smacks Laszlo on the shoulder lightly, not. But...
Yeah. Yes. I'm a fisherman.
Yes, the boat. This way. You
Lovely.
look the part. Definitely. A fisherman.
Okay.
The hands.
They're normal size.
And she'll lead you guys onto the boat, and as soon as you get below deck, she will just collapse and be like, stupid boys.
I swam 8 miles yesterday.
I was.
She's smiling when she says it.
Yeah.
She's not actually angry at you.
No, Oscar like collapses onto the floor of the below deck there.
Yeah, that's
and
what
she's literally
that's
just,
exactly what she did. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just lies down like, like you probably fell back that way. He literally fell back this way, like feet are like nearish each other, but it's just like, I swam 8 miles yesterday. I'll be honest with you, I don't have the energy to do anything else, but we were thinking we should take some horses and ride to a Malta.
Chrisellen makes eye contact with Laszlo and pats the other side of her.
Okay. He'll sit down next to you and goes, we need to go and report that we failed.
We do. We will. For right now, we celebrate that we're all alive and we found each other. We need to get bedrolls. This boat is not the most comfortable.
So, not to talk too freely, but Malta's already funding slave removal, huh? From Yovance.
We could ask somebody about it.
An interesting development.
I think we have a new front.
I'm very frustrated
Yep.
that we were not given this information.
Yep. Oscar, lazily throws his hand over to his bag, puts it back on his belly. He is not, up. He is still completely flat as a board on the ground, and just reaches in until he finds the cloth with the mirror in it, and then just hands that over to Chrisellen and says, why don't you ask our good friend why we weren't informed about this?
She'll grab it and hand it to Laszlo and say, yes, why don't you? And then she'll get up and start cooking fish.
I think Oscar needs a good rest before we start.
Laszlo.
Yes.
We haven't failed yet.
Oh, we failed.
No. We failed one part. There's still a fucking war going on. We still have a role in it. You still have a role in it.
Oh, I understand. I know.
One task failed is not a failure of you. It's not a failure of everything. And if anything, it's my failure for showing too much of my Maltese.
I think you misunderstand me. I don't think we failed. I don't think we failed the mission. I think we failed the fact that we might be able to change the slavery issue here.
Oh, that.
I don't think We're gonna have to play their games now, I think.
Well,
What do you
either that
mean?
or Amelta goes to war with the Ovants.
How do we play their game, Laszlo? What are you implying?
We stop trying to make them better people, and we make them better soldiers.
I'm okay with making them dead.
We need to report back to Amelta and find out what other information we haven't been told and what the full battle strategy is here. I actually don't think that we have an avenue forward until we do that. I don't think we have a choice on that. I think we need more information. And at this point, Oscar has sat back upright, and there's a sense of composure on his face now that is like annoying, almost how composed he is compared to what just happened, and the sheer emotion that you saw mere moments before when he was just lying there completely exhausted and done. He's back up to completely rigid and upright, and just looks at you, Laszlo, and just says, "You and I, very specifically, are information gatherers and seekers of specific things. Yes? Would you agree?"
Yes.
Good. Grisellen, you are very specifically a person who can take information and utilize it to its fullest potential. Would you agree?
Well, if information is a cock.
Often is. Good. Then we have to ask the question, why were we not given enough information right away to do what we needed to do? And if the answer is because of classified information, fine. But we have a job to do now that is made significantly harder because that information was not provided to us, and we had to find it out by becoming fugitives in a nation that we were meant to be helping. There are many things that are outside of our control right now. Next steps, find information.
I feel like we were set up for failure when there were plenty of avenues for success.
I agree.
I feel slightly betrayed. I
wouldn't
think
go
there
that far.
must be a rhyme or reason for all of this, but I do think that it's very important to go back and have a conversation. If our value is among those that have been funded without our knowing, then maybe it's time for a new initiative.
What did you say that person's name was who was helping slaves? Something Fetter?
Icarus, the Icarus Fetterfuck is what you heard. Obviously that's clearly not his last name.
Yeah. But Fetter something. We need that name.
Well, Laszlo, you know what to do. She takes the spatula she's using to cook fish and taps the mirror in his hand.
Sure.
Laszlo, information first. We figure out next steps. That's all we can do to move forward, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Each foot in front of the other. No, look at me, okay? Look me in the eyes. Can you do this? He's on the ground, looking you face to face here. And can you do this?
Yeah,
Can you still move forward?
of course. Of course, I'll do my job.
I know you'll do your job, but can you move forward?
I failed a group of people once already. What's doing it again?
You honored another.
Laszlo. Focus on what you can do, what is within your capabilities of doing. There are certain things that you cannot ever do, period. You will see yourself dead before those things are achievable.
You're right.
The task that was set before us, the circumstances and everything, don't put that on your shoulders. Just don't. We have steps to move forward. We figure out what we're doing next, and we don't allow failure to be the end result. Whatever
You're right.
success looks like, we move forward.
Okay.
Good.
But I think before we ask the question, before we get in contact and we go through all this, Oscar, you need to sleep.
You're not wrong. Look, I'm fucking exhausted. I really am. I do want to sleep. I also want answers. I'm fine to sleep first. That's not a problem, but we should figure out what we're doing next then. What are we doing with this boat?
We're taking it.
Okay. Are we taking it to Beso? It's at the southwest side of the lake.
That's where we were, wasn't it? Or
No, we were
at
in
Strandon.
Strandano. We'll have to pass by Strandano, but we're a regular fishing boat by this measure. If we go to Beso, we might be able to sell it, get some coin before we
There
go
are
back to
rivers
Malta.
that go from this lake into Amulta, Scott?
No, there's one that goes like. Actually, funny enough, where you heard that this Icarus was, if you actually look at past Basso, there's a river that goes down and very close to that area. Because if you look at it, it's actually it's that country area with the fork you called it. It's literally like if way over there.
It doesn't actually go into Amulta though, correct?
No, it does not. It's pretty darn close. And it actually is pretty darn close to that fork area. This boat won't be able to go through rivers though. This boat is designed for the lake specifically. You'd have to switch to something else.
Because what I was thinking here was we could
Which
go
you could
to
do in Beso, yeah.
And literally go from Beso across here, because the two places that they're guarding right now where there's presence is here, and now we know down here where they are investigating Icarus. So if we cut through the middle, we have a direct shot through to Amulta. We can head into Brintel.
We can sell the boat there.
We can sell the boat in Beso, sell the boat, get some horses, get me some equipment that makes me look less like an Amaltese soldier near the border.
I think we trade the boat in Beso for a river boat.
Oh.
And then sell that boat.
I don't think we'll be able to sell
I
it
understand.
again.
No, I understand what you mean. Trade it for a riverboat and then in Beso still sell the riverboat to lose track.
No.
What are you suggesting?
Go to Beso, trade this boat for a riverboat, take the riverboat down the river as far as we can, and stay on land as little as possible.
That takes us away from Amulta though. Like and towards troops.
Well, I think she's actually saying, correct me if I'm wrong, Doxy. You're saying instead of going from Beso to this corner here, you're saying 42 miles or so on. You're saying go from like maybe this elbow to here, which is only 23 miles.
Okay, that's clear.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So with that in mind, basically, Oscar would say, well, we should still try and sell the boat maybe and purchase a riverboat, because we can maybe get a small riverboat that we wouldn't mind disposing of.
Or sell in another town and get our entire investment back.
It just depends on if we want to be going into a town and how many towns there are along the river. There just aren't any on the map. I'm not sure where there are any. We could play it by ear, but I'm also worried we're going to...
Worst case scenario, we can gift it to somebody who's powerful in a small town.
True.
And have a friend.
I'm fine with either way. It's more just we need a strategy to get back towards Brintel is where we should be aiming for in Amulta, because that's where we can start getting actual communication through to the capital of Hevlon. That's the quickest way for us through. Realistically, there will be small towns along the way, but that's where we can really get firm communication and firm military presence.
Will you draw what you're talking about here?
Brintel is this far away, basically, from that point, if that makes sense. Like it's just this town that's direct line underneath the Malta, but then Heplon, which is over to the left further than that, is the capital. Yeah. But Brintel is the first major town. We passed through it briefly on our way through before.
Why is my mouse the worst? Oh my god, I hate this really bad.
Are you?
Yeah, I do think that the riverboat plan is the best plan.
That's fine. And it doesn't matter to me which way we go as long as we're heading towards Brintel.
It's still 20 miles quicker. You do know that the situation with what the hell's his name? Fetterfuck. Yeah, Fetterfuck.
Icarus.
With Icarus, thank you. You do know that that's going to be down in this area, but if you're not trying to approach that directly, if you want to go closer to the capital first, to go deal with the capital, the queen herself first, then that's going to be, as you're suggesting, going through from whether it be the river or Beso, through Brintel, and then up along this path you did before, And then finally, kind of like,
To be honest with you, we may even stay in Bruntel and just send word from Bruntel to Heplon and see if we can get an arranged meeting with the key advisor. Whatever the case is, we can figure out once we're there. But Bruntel is the next big stop, I think.
I might be able to find an academy.
That's kind of what I'm thinking
and
as
get
well.
some sort of aid.
Yeah.
I am sick of being poor.
Yes. No, it sucks, doesn't it?
I can't believe people do this every day of their lives.
Yeah. Whenever I'm on deployment, this is just how it is. In city, in Amalta.
I hate them.
Oh yes, no.
Plumbing.
Yep. The smell of shit lingers with you for days.
Yum.
Yeah.
And I miss turkey.
Oh, well.
And cheese.
More with feeling.
Cheese is quite good.
Perfume.
I do have. Hold on. And he pull out a dried ration of turkey bacon, like turkey jerky, and hand it to you.
She pushes it back towards him, and then a plate of fish, freshly cooked fish, and one to Laszlo, and says, "Maury's aboard, and Maury is a great resource, and we will send Maury with the 5 meager gold that we have to get bedrolls, or hammocks, or whatever to make this a more comfortable sleeping cabin for this night and perhaps the next."
Oscar pulls out his bedroll and hands it to you. I don't need it.
We will make more money. We're going to rest while we're on this boat.
Oh, I'm just gonna lie down and sleep. But I'm good. And he's just gonna find a bench type situation in the underdeck here and just lie down on it.
He's going to roll off in the night, she says to Laszlo.
He'll be on his back picking away at the fish, and then just eventually we'll put the fish down and we'll pass the fuck out.
Okay, so you guys he passes out. Obviously, Laszlo himself finally back and returned and whatnot, like, oh yay, on another boat. We have a plan or whatever it is. Last thing I want to do before we end the session for the night. Last thing we want to do is at one point in time after he passes out or whatever, Chris, you have your dinner. The Amber would end up coming to check with you again and be like, so you have a plan of where it is that we're going to be going next?
I will relay the plan to the Amber, to Maury.
I'll probably break off with you then at Bruntel to go my own direction. And thank you for taking me with you. It was, as I said, things seemed to be rather aggressive at the time, and I thought perhaps it was a bad idea for me to stay there any longer. If things lighten up, I'd probably return back to that task or whatever other task is given, but thank you for bringing me with you.
Of course.
When they dragged in the fish earlier, apparently one of the men that we had hired, he was playing with something, and I inquired as to what it was. We dragged in more than just fish. Something strange actually got pulled in as well. I don't know if maybe you'd be interested in seeing it.
Of course.
He's like, here, come check it out. And he brings it with you. He brings you over to where it is. He's like, it's actually a funny looking mask. He pulls up the thing, like when in the room, like where they had pulled all the fish and it all processed, whatever. It's actually a black mask that was sitting there. Apparently it was pulled out by accident inside the in the nets.
He didn't want to keep it.
No, he did, but it's not exactly his boat. He's getting paid. It's actually a pretty fine quality, if it looks familiar to you at all. Before
Would I recognize it?
Before calling Laszlo, do me a favor. Roll an intelligence check.
Sure. I have to reopen my character sheet because it closes sometimes because my computer's all funny. Intelligence?
Yes. Yes.
I am comfortable with my 17 with 5 degree of success.
There are very few who are trained this way, and fewer still who know them. I mean, the Amber certainly wouldn't know them. Maybe they would. What rank were they? Not as high as yours. Again, Crystalline is kind of a unique creature because the fact that she's a diamond is because she chose to be a diamond. She could have been a Moist Knight. She's very keen, very observant, remembers a lot of details too. There's
She likes to party too much, man.
There's a small group of rubies that are trained in the art of disguise. They can disguise themselves so well that sure, they come off as diamonds when and where they need to, but they can also come off as many, many different persons. But part of their training, part of what it is that they teach themselves to do is almost to always hide their identity. This mask belongs to someone of that group, belongs to one of those rubies.
Thank you, Maury, for bringing this to my attention.
Yeah, of course, it looked unique. I don't know if it has any properties or anything like that. I'm not familiar with magic, but I thought maybe you could add it to one of your, what are they called? One of your, tires.
Outfits?
Yeah, outfits. Yeah, that's the word. It's
Are you
not
sure
one.
you
This
didn't
is
need an
why this
edible
person is not a diamond.
I swear I
this is
didn't.
why they're an amber. They couldn't remember the word outfit. Step 1 in training for diamond training is remembering the word outfit and how many of them you need.
It's
Period.
123. Granted, I got a 2.5 hour nap beforehand. No, I definitely didn't.
I will have to take a look at this and see if I can identify its owner, but I think I might recognize it. And even if I don't, there's a place that I ought to turn this in at.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm sure that they will be able to recognize who its owner is.
And with that, I guess that's where we end the session, isn't it?
What a night. Oh, what a night. Blowing boats up in this biatch.
Well, the fun
We're
thing
not
is,
dead.
next session is going to start season 2 with you guys reaching out to contact the queen again. I can straight up tell you, if you're switching that boat for a riverboat, Doxy, just because we can jump forward some time because we don't have to role play any of that stuff, traveling and getting all the way to Brintel. Just do me one favor, roll me a bargain check real quick for the actual selling of the holy shit boat.
Holy
Jesus Christ, Aklo, man. 20 gift subs.
Aklo.
Bud.
Whoa.
MVP. Up in the hizzy.
Oh my goodness.
more with feeling.
So many.
Would you
I'm
like
okay
to?
with a 17 with a
I
4
mean,
for degrees.
But hold on. Why not luck it to see how much money we get?
You're the one that's like,
Alright,
I want monies.
okay.
More
Okay.
with
Yeah.
feeling.
A
Alright.
19 is
It was
amazing.
the last one.
That's fine. It's the end of a season. We need to go out on a clean slate here.
And you're going to be bargaining with somebody else to see how they roll?
Feeling.
Garbage. So you definitely are able to affect them. You, madame, are able. So just so you know, this kind of ship
More with
that you're on, if you were to buy a brand new one, which you don't have, you would buy it for 10,000 gold, right? As the value of the ship that you know. That's a brand new one. You don't have a brand new one, and you sell it half the value of what something's currently is because that's just the way that games work, because they're mean. So a little bit above that, you're gonna be selling it for about 4,000, because again, it's very used. And that's taking in the fact that you're getting a higher percentage. But then you're going to be buying a barge for about 1,000
More with feeling.
that you're traveling with. I guess you're just straight up abandoning it at one point, leaving with a $3,000 gold piece difference that you have. So you guys earns 3,000 gold pieces selling this, then buying the barge.
Wow.
with
Okay.
feeling.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.
Very good.
And then we can, I imagine there's some RP or whatever you're going to want to have with that mirror guy some of the time. But we can pick up next session in Brintel, which would be nice. So why don't we...
We need to figure out, like, because we keep skipping. And these are the time periods where I can do the research on the items.
Oh yeah. We can do that in between though.
we
Yeah,
can do that.
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So why don't we there's one more thing you guys discover too as you're traveling back across the lake is apparently there's like some there's a hard time. The fishermen are having a hard time finding fish. Apparently a lot of fish are just floating to the surface. Like a lot of fish are just found floating to the surface. It's actually becoming a bit of an epidemic. And then just instinctively out of concern, Laszlo just like, wait a second.
Thank you, Joey.
The box that he had on him, he didn't realize it because obviously he was trying to fight for his life and then riding on the back of Oscar, and then he was trying to get to Crescellin, and he apparently lost that cube at some point in time. Anyways, there's a lot of fish floating in that lake. We'll worry about that some other time. Hopefully you never have to worry about it again, but hopefully.
Well, now that Laszlo's gonna take that as his fault now too. Thanks. That's
yeah, that's yeah.
Oh no, Bolita. The money don't come from the fishing.
Oh no, it does not come from the fishing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you sold it before fishing went out of style. Let's just say that.
That's some insider trading shit.
Yeah, right?
Totally unintentional insider trading.
Oh, we need to sell now.
Oh no.
Oh, that's awesome. Then you buy up all the boats, and then you just fix the fishing problem and cause more spawning, and then you're like, hey, look at that. I have a fishing industry. Evil druid. So, speaking of evil druids, hey, Doxy.
Hey.
I don't get that segue. Who are you? How can we find you? Why do we care?
I am Zero Doxy. You care because I have a duck button. And also I haven't been streaming very much recently, but that's because of big things, big developments. I, first of all, have been working on Schism at Arcanist. William will probably tell you more about that. But also there are big changes coming to my channel too, so keep an eye out for that. I'm kind of putting a bunch of moving parts together and trying to get my in a row. So just follow me at twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY. Follow me on Twitter. Twitter is a little bit more important right now. Twitter.com/ZERODOXY, and you can hit up my OnlyFans if you want.
Is it bad that I had to have Will's laugh to get me to get that joke? Like I heard Will's laugh and then I was like, oh, I get it.
Yeah. I mean, what you heard from me was, oh god damn it, and then a laugh. So, you know.
Will, your turn.
Yeah. So as Foxy mentioned, the main thing that I'm doing right now is I'm working on creating a board game with some very good friends of mine over at Arcanist Entertainment. So we are making Schism. You can actually check out our website there, arcanistentertainment.com. There are some updates that we're going to be actually talking about a little bit more next week. I've mentioned a few times we're planning on posting some stuff on social media pretty soon, so the best way to follow us is over there. That actually will be it's true, but there will be a slight change to that next week. We're actually very excited about that. We're just doing some work this week to clean things up to make sure they're ready for next week when we start talking about it a little bit more. So that's pretty much what we're doing. We're creating a very fun introductory tabletop war game, which actually I do have some stuff right here beside me. This is the game. Hold on, I'm going to turn my green screen off for this because it is going to take stuff away. So this is the Schism Immolation of Oath and Verbox. This is the first starter set that we're going to be releasing, and this is what we're going to be doing a Kickstarter for in early 2021. No official date yet, but I can tell you early 2021 is now the plan. So that's kind of exciting.
Thanks, COVID.
Yes, thank you, COVID. And also, yeah, just that's basically what we're doing. But there's some cool things. We are basically building out a game that is meant to be an introduction to the tabletop wargaming genre. Should be fairly quick, fast, easy to learn, and with a depth of strategy that is, we like to think, quite good. And we're still working on getting a few more playtesters through to make sure that that is in fact the case. But we'll be talking a little bit more about that actually next week as well. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on for me. Other than that, not much. Just very happy that Josh is back.
Missed you, bud.
Yeah.
Josh, speaking of you doing anything special now that you moved to the better part of the country?
No. I'm just
to all of that,
exhausted.
just no to all of that. Okay.
I'm just exhausted from the move, and there's more moving to come. But right now, I'm finally able to get settled and maybe get back into the streaming and having fun and talking and watching things and chilling. That's it for me right now. So I'll be here on Thursdays. So check us out.
Awesome. And well, Josh settles in, of course. You know who I am. You know where to find me. You've already found me. Sorry for that. Thank you, everybody. And we're going to cut away so I can let them relax for a second. And I'm going to give a big thank you to everybody that did the support in a moment. I just want to give them the opportunity to kind of relax. So give me 1 second and goodbye.
Are you impressed?
All right, everybody. Like I said, I just wanted to give them the opportunity to kind of like back off for a second. So let's go back to the beginning here at all these thank yous to say, because there is a lot to say. Where are we? Where's the beginning of today? We had thank you, Doxy, for the host. Thank you, Will what was his name? Winter Bear. Thank you, Winter Bear, for the resub, Willingham. Thank you, Oklo, for the 1,000 bits. Thank you, Oklo, for the 10 gift subs to Sir Panda Stuff, Queen Munda85, Best Red Mage, Gotta Love TWD, Blowfish Becky, that's an awesome name, Bubbly Cass, TMT8680, Sideshow Paradox. I feel like I haven't seen Sideshow in forever. You used to always pop in and say, hello, humans and non-humans. I miss Sideshow. It's been a while. Not Anno at all. Whoa. Wait a second. There's a Twitch name named Not Anno at all. That's sketchy. Joey, please tell me if you know anything about this. Joey, what is Not Anno at all? Are you still there, Joey? Little Lurker 2385. Then there's all the other impacts of the game. Thank you, Oklo, for the 1,000 bits right there again. Pika out for the follow. Eidos Scion for the host. Game Commissar for the follow. Abusive Snaga, that's Joey, for the 10,000 bits. It's a ridiculous amount and very much appreciated, Joey. Oklo for the 2,000 bits. Oklo always dropping those, 1,000, 2,000 bombs left and right. Let's see. Dungeon Papa, he won a 69-bit. Dungeon Papa for that 420-bit. Dungeon Papa for the 11-bit. Continuing going. Oklo for the 5 gift subs, making 15 total for the session so far. With the KG Keats 1 for Blecky 85 for Game Commissar? Oh, because Game Commissar just followed, so and then Game Commissar got the gift sub. Then Sanct and Lore and Slashes. Aw, Slashes, love Slashes. And then let's see. Why do you assume I know everything? Remember to miss you too. Yeah. I assume you know everything about Anno. The two of you scheme. No, I just assume you two wake up and text each other. That's honestly what I think. I think Anno texts you when he wakes up. And like 6 hours later, when you wake up, because of time zones, you text him back. And then you guys whisper love you into your phone at night. Thank you, Oklo, for the 1,000 bits. Thank you, Snaga, for the 2,500 bits. So far, the 2,500 sounds smaller than 1,000, even though it's 2,500. I'm going to say 2,500 bits. Thank you, Snaga, for the 1,000 bits. Thank you, Oklo, for the gift sub to Dunk TV. Donkey. Oklo, I don't know if you know Dunky. I don't know if you used to watch my stuff back then, but Dunk was actually on my old Witcher series you can see on my YouTube channel. So if you've never seen him in the Witcher series I did with him and Messi, it's pretty much how I got to know him and Messi. Neil was in it too, and Rick. I genuinely always miss Rick. He's like one of my favorite people to play with. Truly is. Thank you, Poet, for the host. Thank you, Poet, for the resub. Yeet. And then Oklo at the end there with a goddamn 20 bomb, getting up to what was that, 45? No, 15, I think so. 35 subs today. Jesus. For Sir Millet, for Fraudolipe, for an average dude, for Franz 123, Bites one, J Pop Boppo, for Vige No Thunder. Vige No Thunder. That's like what? So what's your girl's name online? Vige No Thunder. All right. Sherry 0390, Line and Rocks, who then followed afterwards. Thank you, Line and Rocks. For MCLDB, for the Lag Monster. I don't want to play any online games with that person. For VXW Keys. Okay. For Kitty 1317, for Black Cat 3773, for Boogie's Space. Awesome. For Edmund MK, for Elframe, for Buns 5, for Kron 27519, and for Crazy Gamer. Like I already said, thank you, Lion and Rocks, for the follow, and Oklo for the next gift sub we gave to Memitim, which is very sweet of you to give that to Memitim. Why does Snaga get the VIP badge and I don't? Excuse me. Snaga just needs a little extra love. Joey just needs to be coddled. He's the kind of person that you don't just give him a hug. Joey's the kind of person that you give him the hug and you put your hand around the back of their head and you nuzzle them into your shoulder and you just give him a little pet and let him know that you love him. You know, he's just, it's just, you know, Joey just needs a little extra oomph. That's all it is. Yeah, and maybe he needs a sandwich. Maybe he needs like a good old-fashioned, a Yonda sandwich. You know, because I'm sexy. Nice. And then there was something else I was going to say too before I pop off. What was it? Shit. What was it? Subs. All that stuff. Insider trading. All the names. What was I going to say? I don't remember. I feel like somebody's name here triggered a memory. And then I forgot. Oh well, I guess it's not important. Oh, and then another 1,000 bits from Akla. Okay, well, thank you so much. We'll just take that 1,000 bits as a shut the fuck up, Scott. It's time to end your show. So, oh no, it's not important. I'm gonna talk about that another stream because it's honestly not important. Just me being me. All right, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. 1 second while I find somebody to raid.